Hi, and thank you, Ms. Wilson, for taking your time to read my reading task. My rationale starts with for this reading task, based on part 4 of the Language and Literature course, I will focus on the analysis of poetry and the appropriate use of literary devices. I developed a first person poem based on Caroline Duffy collection The World's Wife. From the perspective of a character named Martha, from the novel The Things They Carried by Tim O'Brien. This poem shares her real feelings after seeing Jimmy Cross in a school reunion after a long time. This poem emphasizes Martha's thoughts as she is never given one in a collection of short stories. In her collection of poems, Caroline Duffy empowers women and gives them a point of view, particularly in the poem Penelope. I chose to replicate many of the stylistic devices she uses in order to create a base-type poem of hers. The theme thought in this poem is how love was a burden for Martha. Such as Duffy, enchantment, similes, hyperbole, repetition, metaphors, alliteration, vague pronouns, imagery, and many other devices are used in this poem. I am going beyond developing the poem by adding a character from another known narrative text. Each stanza generally approaches a specific motif with a main purpose in behind. Features such as historical events and metaphors are worth noting as they are Duffy's signature devices. The poem is from a woman's point of view who was blamed in a narrative with no chance to express herself. This reading task is giving her the opportunity to do so. I had two questions about my rationale, because I know it's not good to list statistic devices like I did in this part, but I don't know if I should pick only some of them and go deeper, saying where they are and how they're used, or if I just need to list them and leave them like they are here. My second question was with how in the historical events part, because I don't know if I need to point where the historical event is, or if just by saying historical event, it's clear there's a historical event in the poem. The questions I had in the poem are first with the simile here in the first part, where I say, at first I look at him as my high school sweetheart, just like an apple, tangy its taste ending mouldy. I don't know if comparing a high school sweetheart with an apple is correct, or I should choose another thing. My second question on the poem is if it's okay to finish with Love Martha and on the right, because I know this looks like it's a card and not a poem, and I don't know if it's correct for me to leave it like this, or do I just take it out or move it to the left. With a historical event, it's in the like San Francisco on a busy day, because I'm talking about earthquakes and how they convulse, and I don't know if it's clear or if I need to change it or just add it in the rationale. Those are all my questions, and thank you for your time again.